On first down, if nothing else, it keeps you on track, right? You want to stay on schedule. A couple yards on first, couple yards on second. Keep yourself in third and manageable. And we love to talk about third and brown bear, but it's not optimal.
Second down coming up here for the Farmington Phoenix. As Alton Dahl lined up in the shotgun, Drew Love in the backfield, sends a receiver in motion in Nielsen. Dahl will take the snap. Pressure coming, steps up in the pocket, gets it out quick to Love. Love pushed out of bounds. As Love on the catch will get 3 yards.
He's hit by number 9, Tony Grimmer.
Yeah, nice job there by number 9, Tony Grimmer. He's able to bring down Love before he can pick up too many yards on that. And lo and behold, we have a 3rd and 5. 3rd and average for Farmington. This is a big one because you would love to be able to even the score here. We've seen the junior Dahl have a lot of confidence in the pocket. You have to expect that Lone Peak's going to bring some pressure.
Empty backfield here for Alton Dahl as he sends Nielsen in motion. And prior to a delay of game, well, timeout was called by the Farmington Phoenix first here on 3rd down with 4:04 left to go in the first quarter. Down 7-0 with a chance to even the score up. Lone Peak football here on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by PKG Design Group, landscape architects and planners. Quality, innovative, and environmental design. That's PKJ Design Group. Also brought to you by Reef Capital. Expect the best. Lone Peak also brought to you by Johnson Law. It starts up front with the winning team. Johnson Law has been helping businesses succeed at every stage for over 15 years. Call or text today at 801-980-5300 and mention Lone Peak Wins. Again, call or text today, 801-980-5300 and mention Lone Peak Wins. 3rd down coming up here for the Farmington Phoenix. Again, empty backfield for Dahl. Sends a receiver in motion. Dahl will take the snap. Pressure coming. Steps up in the pocket. Tries to roll out to his right. Over the middle, caught by Drew Love and short of the end zone. First down, Phoenix.
Dahl completes to number 2, Drew Love.
Look at the moxie from Alton Dahl. He tries to avoid the rushers, gets to the outside and slings it almost across his body, really. Finds Love in open air. Not able to score there, but able to pick up the first down. And, man, for a junior to step in against this kind of defense, super impressive early from Dahl.
First down coming up here for the Farmington Phoenix. Fia back in at quarterback with his number 0. Fia takes a snap and he'll tries to barrel into the end zone, and Fia will put 6 on the board for the Farmington Phoenix as Fia with the touchdown.
You see the sideline erupting there for Farmington as Fia slides in the end zone. He's shifty, he's quick. He barrels his way in for 6. Farmington looking for the equalizing extra point here, Alex. And what a tremendous turn of events, as it looked like things were going dire, and a turnover puts the Phoenix back on the board.
Bain in with the PAT. The kick is up. The kick is good. And with 3:31 left to go here in the first quarter, we got a tie ball game at 7-7. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. And I want to welcome you back into Lone Peak High School here on the Rewind Sports Network. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown, the score 7-7 after the Fia score for the Farmington Phoenix to tie things up. Been an interesting game so far, Brian. You have Lone Peak who take a lead, Lone Peak who punted it away. They get the ball back on a muff punt inside the 5, put it into the end zone. A pick 6 called back with the penalty. And then the strip fumble by Farmington that ends up in their score, and that's why you're at 7-7 here.
Yeah, not exactly how we expected to get to 7-7. Turnovers on both sides. And for someone who thought that this was going to be a defensive showdown, it's a lot of scoring early on, but I think it goes to show that Farmington came to play tonight, as they have all year long.
3:31 left to go as Kepa will take the snap. And Kepa keeps up the left sideline. No one there. Kepa still past the 40, and finally Kepa brought down. Big keeper from Kepa.
Well, it's nice when you can start a drive off with an explosive play. Anything over 15 yards usually means that a drive will result in a touchdown or a score at the very least, Alex. And for Lone Peak, they're up and ready to go quick, trying to wear down this Farmington defense.
3:04 left to go in the first quarter. First down here for the Lone Peak Knights. Ball on the 41-yard line. Kepa in the shotgun. Will take the snap. Drops back. Over to the left sideline, and it falls to the turf. Incomplete. Ball intended for Milo Nemutolu.
Defending on the play, number 84, Ty Runyon.
And there's Ty Runyon again on the defense. Nice job there by number 84. And
Second down and 10 for the Knights.
that's the kind of response you want to see if you're Coach Fiafia. Your defense stepping up, limiting the play after the big play.
Here on second down, Kepa will take the snap. He's another keeper from Kepa to the left. And Kepa gets good yardage on the quarterback keeper. 4 on the game there from Kepa.
I have the feeling that we're going to see a steady diet of Kepa on the ground tonight.
Third down and 6 for the Knights.
Third down coming up here for Lone Peak. As we have a flag flying out prior to the snap. And this one will go against Farmington.
Penalty markers down.
Part of the snap. Encroachment 32, defense, 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
Yeah, the hard count able to draw the Phoenix off sides, and the Knights just gives another opportunity to pick up some yardage here, making it a more manageable third down.
They need 1 to get the first here on third down. 2 receivers lined up to each side here for Kepa. Moanga lined up in the backfield. Kepa will take the snap. High snap, able to bring it in. Scanning, looking, gets it past the sticks. As that ball goes out of bounds. Big catch there by Mailo.
Yeah, Mailo Nemutolu
15-yard gain.
does a great job of settling on the route, waiting for the quarterback to get through the progression, and picking up a big chunk of yards. We haven't seen the Pula twins tonight. Have no idea if that's tied to the skirmish last week. Don't want to speculate on that. They are the headliners for this receiving corps, but Nemutolu taking advantage of an opportunity in front of him and doing a nice job with it.
Handoff this time to up the middle to Barney, and Barney gets the first down and wrestled down.
Yeah, Tate Barney, another one of those guys that's been around for a while in this program. If you've watched broadcasts of Lone Peak in years past, you've probably heard his name. So does a great job of picking up that first down, and this is that Lone Peak offense that just grinds you into the dirt, able to drive the ball, get explosive plays, and potentially get 6 here.
Kepa drops back towards the end zone, and it's picked off. Intercepted there by number 4, Chase Hamlin, and the Farmington Phoenix with the INT.
It's a great job by Chase Hamlin of stepping in front of the receiver, picking that pass off, securing it, able to turn the ball over to his offense. If you're Kepa Nemutolu, that's a ball that you want back. You can see the hesitation, little pump fake there from him. Kind of knew almost as soon as he threw it that he didn't want to throw that ball. There were double coverage on the receiver and just tried to thread the needle a little too tight. And Hamlin, he was blocking that thread.
Nemutolu, third interception on this season for number 12, Kepa. And the good news for Farmington, you get the ball back, you keep them, you don't allow them to score the touchdown, but the bad news is you're backed up pretty deep here in your own end zone.
And for Farmington, they've done a good job of getting push up front, but imagine Lone Peak will have pressure on it as we see a penalty flag here, and this is going to be a delay of game.
So a situation,
Number 0, half the distance to the goal.
unfortunately, here when you're already backed up. Now you're backed up just a little bit more.
Official timeout.
I'm not exactly sure what the situation was there.
Looks like Fia back over to the sideline. Dahl trotting over to come back in at quarterback for the Phoenix.
1st and 11 from the 1-yard line. Phoenix.
Dahl inside his own end zone. Drew Love in the backfield. Dahl takes the snap. Gets it out quick. It's caught and brought down. Good catch by Runyon.
Completes to Ty Runyon.
Yeah, Ty Runyon has been everywhere tonight, everywhere and anywhere. And a great job by Alton Dahl, standing in the pocket, delivering a good ball, able to pick up some of the yardage lost in the penalty and move the ball out of the depth of the end zone there. And, with running multiple quarterbacks in the game, that's going to be something we want to monitor. Can the coaching staff move personnel in and out in a timely fashion?
Dahl again drops back. Pressure coming. Rolls out to his right. Gets it up over the middle. It's caught as Drew Love brings that one in.
Drew Love.
Nice job by Drew Love to secure the football. So a little bobble there. So we're under a minute left, and the clock is rolling here. But what I'm really impressed with on that play was Alton Dahl's manipulation of the pocket, his ability to move outside, avoid defenders, create some space to deliver that football. And looks like we'll have one more play here before the first quarter ends. And it's a big one.
3rd down coming up with 16 seconds left in the quarter. They need 1 yard. Dahl takes the snap, that's Fia with the keeper, and Fia gets plenty for the first down with 2 seconds left.
And you can see what a difficult adjustment this is going to be for that Lone Peak defense. And sometimes it can be hard on the offense if you don't have that rhythm. You're subbing quarterbacks in and out. But they've had an entire week to prepare for this, Alex. For Lone Peak, they're going to have to adapt and adjust on the fly.
As we head to the end of the first quarter, we're all tied up at 7 apiece here at Lone Peak High. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter action when we return here on the Rewind Sports Network. Second quarter action about to get underway here at Lone Peak High School. It's 7-7 between the Lone Peak Knights and the Farmington Phoenix here on first down. Dahl will roll out to his right, and he's brought down. That's Love.
Yeah, Fia with the option pitch to Love, a nice little wrinkle off of what they've been doing so far. You can see that, like the option on first down, it's a good run play, good opportunity to put that defender in flux, trying to make a decision. So far, I'm really impressed with this Farmington game plan.
2nd down coming up here for Farmington. Drive that started on their own 2-yard line. Now trying to make it past the 20. Fia again. Fia gets it to Love. Love can't break the tackle, tried to get the edge, and instead brought down by the Knights.
And there you see the downside to what Farmington's trying to do. You just miss timing up front, miss timing on the handoff. Lone Peak able to get in the backfield, and that's almost lose the entire gain that you got on first down there. Now it's 3rd and long, and that's going to lead to Alton Dahl coming back in. And you got to be honest, if it were anybody else, I'd be nervous, but Alton Dahl has been cool as the other side of the pillow all night long tonight.
Dahl here on 3rd down. Dahl takes a snap, drops back over the middle, and it's batted away. Hits the turf, falls incomplete, but almost intercepted by the Lone Peak Knights.
Batted down by number 22, Cooper Stosic.
Yeah, that was a great job by Cooper Stosic. And
number 84,
you see the problem of going 3rd and long against this Lone Peak defense. It's just they're long, they're rangy, they move quickly, they put pressure on the quarterback, and Dahl does a good job of trying to get something going, but
Jackson Bainan.
may be a good opportunity to just punt this one away.
Fourth down coming up here for the Phoenix. As Bannon will take the snap. Bannon boots this one away. Falls to the turf. It's short. And Lone Peak here will get the ball back just before the 30 in a punt by Bannon. That was short.
Is partially blocked, so no flag, and it is received and taken by.
It did seem like there was a Lone Peak player that may have gotten a hand on that one, Alex. Regardless, bit of an announcer's curse on that one is the punt does not flip the field the way that I or Farmington hoped it would.
First down coming up here for the Lone Peak Knights as a change at quarterback. Handoff here up the middle, brought down. Looks like leading this offense now is number 11, Cruz Christensen, who's into the game. Last drive for this Lone Peak offense, we have a Kepa INT. This time, Cruz Christensen leading the charge. Second down here for Lone Peak. Christensen line up in the shotgun. Christensen drops back. Over the top to the end zone, and it's overthrown, incomplete for the Lone Peak Knights.
Christensen's pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, you can see Christensen plenty of arm on that one. A bit of a rainbow ball. Trying to give his receiver plenty of time to get underneath it, just overthrows him. And now 3rd and long for this Lone Peak offense, and I don't have anything to report on Kepa. Don't see anything on the sideline, seeing anything with the trainers or whatnot. We won't speculate, but a big opportunity for Christensen right now to prove some mettle.
3rd down and 9. Knights.
3rd down and long to go for Lone Peak. Christensen takes the snap, drops back. Over the middle, it's caught! And brought down. Big play here on 3rd down. Caught by Woolley, and it's 1st down Lone Peak.
Yeah, great job by Seth Woolley to secure the catch. Then gets a few extra yards with a vicious stiff arm. Now Lone Peak up and rolling. 1st down and 10 to go inside the 20-yard line. Great job by Christensen to step up and deliver the throw.
1st down coming up here for Lone Peak as with 9:11 left to go here in the 2nd quarter. Lone Peak trying to get into the end zone. Handoff up the middle and brought down. Christensen with the handoff as Tate Barney with a good gain.
Yeah, Tate Barney just right up the middle, and you can see the hole that Lone Peak offensive line was able to open up. You've got Moia, you've got Bot Mulatalo, you've got a ton of beef up front. They are able to open up some good holes. Barney taking advantage with a 5-yard gain.
2nd down coming up here for Lone Peak with 8:27 left to go. Cruz Christensen in the shotgun takes a snap. Hand off again to Barney. Barney trying to turn his feet, trying to wrestle through, instead brought down.
Again, Lone Peak content to just milk that clock, milk this drive for everything it's worth. They got the advantageous field position off the block punt. You see that big offensive line is starting to lean on Farmington a little bit. Brings up a 3rd and 6 now for Lone Peak.
3rd down coming up here for Lone Peak. They need 6. Empty backfield for Christensen. Pressure coming. Christensen escapes out to the right. Christensen looking downfield and just throws this one away with the pressure coming. And a big stop here on 3rd down by Farmington.
Yeah, it's a great job by Coach Fiafia and his staff to bring the pressure, bringing it from the middle, able to push Christensen outside. He almost didn't escape that defender, Alex. Luckily did, able to roll outside and throw the ball away. Now Lone Peak will attempt a field goal. I think if you're the Farmington Phoenix, that's a win. You were able to limit this offense from getting into the end zone. Even if it wasn't kept out there, this is still a potent offense.
Fourth down here, Barker with the kick. And the kick is good as Barker able to, or excuse me, that was Cash Higbee adding 3 here for the Lone Peak Knights, and we'll take a quick step aside on the Rewind Sports Network.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
Return coming up here for the Phoenix.
Number 5, Tanner Nielsen.
As Tanner Nielsen brings it out.
He's brought down by number 25, Kingston.
And here comes the Farmington Phoenix. After holding the Lone Peak Knights to just a field goal, they'll have a chance to bring their offense back out and try to get a response.
From the 22-yard line. It's first and 10.
7:28 left to go here in the second quarter. As Dahl in at quarterback. Dahl gets the Lone Peak defense to jump.
Penalty marker before the play.
Gets 2 defenders. Leaves no doubt that was an offsides there. And
Defense. 5-yard penalty.
again, Farmington doing a good job of mixing up who's coming out at quarterback to kind of throw Lone Peak off and get them thinking too much, and picks up an easy 5 yards there on the offsides.
7:28 left to go in the second quarter. Good job by Dahl on the hard count. Here comes first down for Farmington as Dahl will take the snap. Gets it out quick to Love. Love trying to make his way up. Does as Love trying to barrel through and will be stopped after the first down. First down coming up here for the Farmington Phoenix.
Well, forgive me, but Love always wins on that one. It's a great job as the wide receiver / running back / do everything guy for this Farmington offense. Able to pick up a first down and move the chains, and Farmington in a little bit of a hurry upset now.
Dahl takes a snap. Hand off to Love. Love again up the middle. This time brought down after just a yard on the gain for Drew Love.
That ball was fumbled. Drew Love picks it up.
Yeah, nice job by Love to just scoop the ball off the ground as it was a missed snap. I'm not sure if that one just scuffed on the ground or what, but you see Dahl coming out, and it looks like Fiafia come in here on 2nd and long, trying to pick up some yards, I assume on the ground. He's only thrown 1 pass tonight, Alex, so that's something to monitor as well.
Fiafia doing a lot with the keeper. We'll see what Fiafia does here on second down. Handoff to Love. Love going nowhere as he's met in the backfield. Tackle for a loss, but the flag's coming out.
He's tackled in the backfield by number 20, Tony Vasa.
I'm not sure what this flag's going to be. The positioning of it, when he's upheld like that, I wonder if maybe we were going to get a face mask here. If so, that's a huge, huge penalty for that Lone Peak defense. He did such a good job.
Personal foul. Number 20 defense. Face mask. 15-yard penalty. Yardage results in a first down.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. You're trying to be physical. You're trying to be aggressive, trying to drag a guy down. Hand probably just slipped in there and got the face mask. And we trust the officials' vantage point more than our own in that regard. But just these kinds of miscues are the things that you do not want if you're Lone Peak.
Sanuvasa called for the face mask. Now here comes Dahl. Dahl steps up in the pocket. Dahl, keeper. Dahl tries to escape, and he's met. Big tackle, big play there made by Grimmer.
Yeah, we've seen a couple couple plays early from Tony Grimmer.
With the quarterback key. Hit by number 9, Tony Grimmer.
I tell you what, Grimmer wanted to introduce himself there to Alton Dahl and let him know that he's going to be here all game long, but just had to be so impressed with the toughness from number 17 for Farmington. No fear in getting the ball, tucking it, and trying to get out and get some yardage.
5:40 left to go. Here in the first half, Dahl this time takes the snap. Over the middle, it's intercepted! Ball going the other way as Tanu Vasa will run it back up the right sideline. And Tanu Vasa will take it into the end zone. A pick 6 for the Lone Peak Knights.
What a momentum play by Tanu Vasa as he steps in front of that pass, follows his blockers, and rides his way into the end zone following the interception. A massive, massive play for this Lone Peak defense as they score 6 to go up 16-7 pending the PAT.
What a response there by Tanu Vasa. Gets called for the face mask and then literally moments later responds with the INT, return to the house for 6. And now here Lone Peak trying to extend their lead to 10 points with the PAT. The kick is up. The kick is good. And just like that, 17-7, Lone Peak lead.
Yeah, just a tremendous response from Tanu Vasa. Like you said, Alex, make a mistake, forget about it, play forward. And he does just that, does a great job of baiting the quarterback a little bit, and that's the struggle that we're going to see from Dahl tonight. He's going up against a monster defensive front, and it's so hard to see everything in those moments. Just goes with his first read, and Tanu Vasa saw it come the whole way, able to step in front of it and take it back for 6. And you know, for Farmington, it's a little bit defeating in some regards. You have to minimize turnovers as much as you can. This is going to be a tough game from the get-go. You have to expect that some of those things are going to happen. You have to expect adversity. And for the Phoenix, it's time to forget what just happened and play forward. See if you can get another score on the board before the end of the half, as we have 5:22 left to play.
Lone Peak football brought to you by Safe Streets. Enjoy the game with peace of mind. Your home is protected 24/7 with Safe Streets Smart Security. Serving 46 states and the country's top 5-star rating. 150,000 5-star reviews in 3 years. Want home automation? Leave it to the nation's best. Safe Street. Visit safestreets.com. That ball on the kick goes out of bounds. So we got the flags coming out here as Farmington will have good field position to set up shop. Lone Peak football also brought to you by Skin Science. Skin Science is the presenting sponsor of Lone Peak football. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Visit www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now. Skin Science, presenting sponsor for Lone Peak. Well, here with 5:22 left to go in the second quarter. Plenty of time for Farmington to come up with a response. Down by 10 after the INT returned back
Kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 37-yard line.
by the Farmington Phoenix.
And the ball actually placed at the 37 yards line, so I'm guessing they're going with where the ball went out of bounds on the placement for that. If you're Farmington, that's a great advantage, is they've done well really to move the ball all game long, but especially with a shorter field.
Dahl will take the snap, and it's caught by Fia, who gets past the sticks. A first down here for Farmington on first down.
And if you're Farmington, I love the call. You're going to be in it all game with Alton Dahl as your quarterback. Go right back to it. Allow him to get his confidence back a little bit. He makes a great throw. Fia able to move the sticks, and now they're almost at midfield.
47-yard line.
Good first half here from Fia. See if he can continue it here in the dying moments of the first half. This is Dahl, who keeps Dahl out to his right, and the flags coming out. Multiple flags everywhere, Brian.
Yeah, I think the initial flag was an illegal block in the back. I don't know if those are the other flags as well. But you see Dahl trying to pull the ball there on the zone read, just trying to keep the defense honest. And Lone Peak closed fast on that one, and we'll see what the penalty call is. But for Farmington, it may be trying to do too much there.
Great turnout here at Lone Peak High School. One of my favorite places to come and call games,
Block in the back. Number 0, offense.
as it will be a block in the back.
Remains first down.
And it's going back for the Farmington Phoenix.
Yeah, it'll be back where this drive started, and it's a bummer for Fiafia, who's played so well this game. He's just trying to do as much as he can to help a teammate. It's not a situation where, as a coach, I would feel the responsibility to get mad at him. Just try to coach him up next time and say, hey, I see what you're doing. Play it forward, let it go, and see what we can do with the next play.
Dahl over the middle, caught. And Drew Love trying to break out of that tackle.
To number 2, Drew Love.
But Love here with 3 yards on the gain.
And Dalton Broadbent.
Yeah, Drew Love and Tony Grimmer have gotten to know each other a lot during this game, and Grimmer able to almost hog tie Love to the ground as he waited for additional teammates to try and make that tackle. But I tell you what, Drew Love has been super impressive all game long. Just competitive fight, versatility, catching balls out of the backfield, running it, all of it.
Second down and long here for Farmington. Dahl steps up in the pocket, escapes, slides down. No flags as Grimmer comes in, and Dahl gets 1 on the gain, excuse me.
Yeah, Grimmer got there before the slide had officially started. I don't think there's any way. And I'm sure there are some couch officials that would have wanted a flag on that one, and everybody's entitled to think what they want on that one. But the bigger news is that puts Farmington now in 3rd and very long. A very, very tough situation for this offense, as they need to generate an explosive play just to get a first down.
Here comes Dahl, takes the snap, and it's out quickly to Love. Love trying to make something out of nothing, instead brought down at the original line of scrimmage, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, and I like the call from Coach Fiafia and his staff, just something easy underneath, minimize any potential disasters there. It also could have given you an opportunity to think about it on 4th down. Instead, they're just going to punt this one away, and now for Farmington, after you allowed somebody to get in the backfield and get a hand on a punt previously, can you fix that mistake on this series and really pin this Lone Peak offense back?
Ball booted up high and away by Bainan, and that one will go out of – no, it stays in bounds, but it falls dead there at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if Bainan is a golfer, but that's a great lob shot there as he gets the ball to bang out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. For a Farmington defense that's been out there a little bit more in the second quarter, it gives you not so much breathing room, but opportunity, a little bit of space to be more aggressive, to maybe try and capitalize on something here. Obviously, you want to keep everything in front of you. You don't want to allow another score before the half, but you can be a little bit more opportunistic as Lone Peak's got a long way to go to score.
They'll officially mark it at the 13-yard line. That's where Lone Peak will start their drive as Christensen here takes the snap. Christensen going deep over the top, and it's intercepted. Ball going the other way for the Farmington Phoenix. And out of bounds here as number 4, Chase Hamlin, comes up with the big INT.
Well, Chase Hamlin fielded it almost like a punt there as he just waits for the ball to drop into his arms. Christensen a little bit too much air underneath it. You can see the struggles of being a backup quarterback a little bit here for Lone Peak as he turns the ball over there. And for Hamlin, just a great play as he gets the interception and gets the ball all the way up to the 13-yard line. For Farmington, that's exactly the kind of break that they needed in this game. An opportunity to try and get some points here. And now the real mystery will be, who do we see at quarterback? Is it going to be Fiafia? Will it be Dahl? Kind of makes that chess match a little bit more difficult if you're defensive coordinator Ryan Denny for the Knights.
Early nomination for Tab Bank helmet sticker for player of the game as Chase Hamlin has his second interception of the night.
Timeout, Farmington. The second
Timeout
half.
Farmington, and we'll take it as well here, Brian, on the Rewind Sports Network. And Dahl will get it out quick, over and brought down. But the flags come out after the play as Fia brings in the catch.
Kingston Stroshine with the stop.
A nice job by Stroshine to get out there and make the stop. Another one of those guys that's played for Coach Brotbank for a while now. Come up through the system, well-disciplined player. It was a nice little wide receiver screen there, but Fia, who is shifty
56 from Farmington,
and explosive,
has to leave for one play by rule.
not able to get in yards, and we're going to get a personal foul face mask against the Lone Peak Knights. That's now twice that one of those penalties has come back to really bite the Knights, and the Boo Birds come out from the student section, and understandably so.
It's a big penalty.
Yeah, it is.
Phoenix.
Big call here against the Lone Peak Knights as Farmington trying to get back and cut into this lead here with Dahl, who drops back, gets it out, and past the first down sticks to Drew Love.
Yeah, again, love conquers all, as we've said before, but what I love about that play and where we're sitting is you can watch the whole thing evolve. The defender bypasses Love, and you can see Dahl drawing him in the entire time, knowing that Love's going out into the flat, finds him open, picks up the first down, and now it's first and goal for Farmington. And the best part about it is now, Alex, you have the clock in your possession, meaning you can wind this thing down as far as you need to go. Granted, they've burned a couple timeouts early trying to get formations and players and personnel groupings, but at this point, you've got a lot of opportunity to get out of here with a score and no clock left.
Drew Love tries to bounce out to the right, but he's going to be met in the backfield. Nowhere to go as Drew Love's tackled for the loss. Bot Mulitalo with the play.
Yeah, Bot Mulitalo moved to the offensive side of the ball this year. It's something that he's trying to do to get better at the next level, but really where he excelled as a high school player has always been on the defensive side of the football. You can see it there. He's so explosive. He's so good with his hands, and I know the coaching staffs and everybody at the next level think that he's going to be a great offensive tackle. I still believe in my heart that he could be a great defensive lineman. He shows it on that play.
Time winding down here. We'll have a timeout taken by the Farmington Phoenix, by Lone Peak, as they'll take their first here in the first half. 46 seconds left to go.
If you're Lone Peak, that's a timeout that you're taking to try and conserve any kind of clock you can, hoping to get the ball back a little bit. And, you know, it's for Farmington, if you could have minimized the mistakes, you might have left this half with at least an even game, if not, at least a tie game, if not a lead. And so you have to feel pretty confident right now if you're the Phoenix about your opportunity to score here. Now, that being said, the bigger looming obstacle for them is you cannot turn the ball over here. You need to get out of here with some kind of points.
Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by G2G Protein Bar. G2G, helping busy people eat well when they're on the go. G2G, proud sponsor of Lone Peak. Also brought to you by doTERRA. doTERRA is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com.
From the 8-yard line, second down and goal, Phoenix.
46 seconds left to go here in the first half. 17-7, Lone Peak lead. Farmington trying to get a touchdown, trying to get back within a score. As Dahl will take the snap. The ball is out! The ball is out, and it's recovered by the Lone Peak Knights.
And that ball is fumbled, recovered by number 87, Cubby Hoyle.
Just a great job there by this opportunistic, nice defense to fall on top of it, and a great job there by Caleb Hoyle to recover the fumble. It's just a bobbled handoff, Alex. You can see there's a lot of pressure from that defensive line, and going to stand on my soapbox a little bit. Bob Mulitalo on the defensive line, that's something to be reckoned with. And for Lone Peak, that's exactly what they needed. An opportunity to get that ball back, maybe come away with at least a decent drive, if not points.
35 seconds left to go. Empty backfield for Christensen. We'll see if Christensen and Lone Peak air it out once more. A timeout taken by the Knights prior to, again, 40 seconds left. And a heartbreaking moment there for Farmington, man. You have a chance to get into the end zone, cut this back to a one-score game. Instead, now with 40 seconds, you allow Cruz Christensen with his number 11 to bring his troops back out on the field and try to extend this lead prior to the end of the first half.
Yeah, and if you're Cruz Christensen, you've got an opportunity to really wipe away the throw from the previous drive, right? And for a younger quarterback coming in, you know he's going to be hungry for that, Alex. And so you just want to make sure that as a coaching staff, everybody's on the same play and that you operate this drive without any kind of mistakes or interceptions again.
Christensen will go under center, and he'll just kneel it out. Lone Peak here happy to head into the break with the lead, as they'll take the lead, and that will take us to halftime. Brian, fun game so far as the Lone Peak Knights lead at 17-7. A lot of turnovers, a lot of big plays defensively, but it's the Lone Peak Knights who lead it here at home after one half of play. And we'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. Second half action when we return.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
And I want to welcome you back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, presented by Tab Bank. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown. It is Lone Peak who have a 17-7 lead over the Farmington Phoenix as we get ready to start second half action here at Lone Peak High School. Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network brought to you by Tiny Hero. Tiny Hero, Utah nonprofit giving families hope and help when their baby is born with CDH. They provide support, grants, and a community standing with them every step of the way. Visit tinyhero.org to learn more. Lone Peak football also brought to you by Stroformance. Stroformance is a science-based speed and performance training system using state-of-the-art technology and data to train thousands of athletes and is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. Lone Peak football brought to you by the Skin Institute. Skin Science is the presenting sponsor of Lone Peak football. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Visit www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now. Skin Science, proud presenting sponsor for Lone Peak football. Again, as we get ready to start second half action here at Lone Peak High School, it's the Knights who lead it 17-7. Thanks to what was initially a muffed punt that was recovered by the Lone Peak Knights, set them up nicely with inside their own 5. And then after that, Lone Peak seemed like they were going to take control of the game, but then Farmington came crawling back. And a big stop defensively before the end of the half. That's what has us here at 17-7. Brian, what have you seen from the Lone Peak Knights in that first half?
We've seen a couple struggles, really, if we're being honest, from the Lone Peak offense. Inability to hold on to the ball in some crucial moments. but also the ability to get the ball moving in the run game. And I think that's what Lone Peak will need to focus on here in the second half, establishing the ground game, trying to control the football, especially as it looks like Christensen will be starting the second half here for the Knights.
Also very noteworthy, as Keppa did start this game. Keppa played the first couple of drives, and then ultimately Crew Christensen coming into the game and taking over at the quarterback position. On the other side of the field for the Farmington Phoenix, a couple drives where they were moving the ball well, and it seemed like they were going to give themselves a chance to score some points, but ultimately turnovers have been the name of the game for the Farmington Phoenix. What do we want to see here from Farmington in the second half?
For the Phoenix, it's how can you build off of the dual threat action of two quarterbacks with Alton Gull and Kalafiafia. Can you get a sustained drive? Can you convert into points? We saw Farmington get a turnover, get into the red zone, and then they were unable to convert as they gave up a fumble. So came away from that drive with 0 points. All right, now as they come out to kick the ball off, their defense is going to need to set the tone as we start the second half.
Teams back onto the field as we get ready for kickoff. It'll be Jackson Bynum, to boot this one away for the Farmington Phoenix. It's the Farmington Phoenix in the white and blue there to the right of your screen, and it is the Lone Peak Knights in their home black and gold. Bynum will boot this one away as it bounces at the 5. Return here coming up for the Lone Peak Knights. A big return coming up for Lone Peak. There is a flag, but here comes Barney as he cuts inside. Barney, only the punter to beat. Stiff arm on Bynum. He'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Lone Peak off the return, but the flag over here at the 20.
99 yards for a Knights touchdown.
Seth Woolley all the way to the house.
First down.
We'll wait and see what the penalty flag is as the officials meet at midfield to discuss it. Not exactly sure what the conversation is. Now we have all the officials discussing this one together. And for the Lone Peak Knights, that's a play that they hope will stand, because it was an explosive play, and see the officials pointing at Farmington. It looks like this one is going to stand. And just a tremendous return there. Great way to open up the second half for these Lone Peak Knights.
Seth Woolley all the way to the house. Still waiting for the official call, but it does look like this one is going to stand, as Lone Peak quickly out of the gates, able to add on to their lead thanks to the kickoff return by Seth Woolley. Still conversations being had between the officials and the head coaches, while we await an official signal still.
I'm not sure if they're trying to decide if he stepped out of bounds or what.
So still sorting things out. The field goal block unit for Farmington still on the field as we await the call. Head coach Brock Bank on the field right now talking to the officials. And here comes the call.
During the return, personal foul, blindside block. Number 10, 15 yards, first down.
Okay.
So it will not be a touchdown.
So at this point in time, I think the officials are marking off. Okay. So the blindside block, we thought it was against Farmington. It was not. It was against Lone Peak. So I'm assuming that what has happened is that Woolley must have stepped out of bounds, and so that's where the penalty is coming from. So regardless, Lone Peak Knights will get the ball here at the 20-yard line, 21-yard line. Still a monster return despite the score, despite not scoring.
Christensen, hand up the middle to Mounga, and he'll be brought down. Or excuse me, that was Tate Barney on the carry, and gets enough for the first down. We'll see what the spot is. They'll be short.
Yeah, just barely short of the first down, but you can see Tate Barney, 6'1", 210, and he can rumble. Does a great job of quickly getting between the tackles and getting into the teeth of that Farmington back half.
Second down here for Lone Peak. Cruz Christensen takes the snap. Handoff again up the middle to Barney. Barney breaks through for the first down. Barney's still trying to barrel through to the end zone. And Tate Barney. Touchdown Knights.
Tate Barney stood in the mirror, and he looked in that mirror and said, "Not today," to that Farmington defense as he rumbles and stumbles and pirouettes into the end zone for 6.
19-yard scramble for Tate Barney into the end zone.
Huge run by Tate Barney to add on another 6 for the Lone Peak Knights. And now here comes Barker in for the PAT. The kick is up. The kick is good. And just like that, it's 24-7 Lone Peak.
Yeah, great job by the Knights on that one, just establishing the run. Big 19-yard run there by number 4, Tate Barney, and exclamation point on what's been a phenomenal start for Lone Peak. And I'm sure people watching at home, Lone Peak fans, may be a little bit critical of the penalty, but still, you got 6 points on the board, increased your lead, and really just established dominance at the line of scrimmage with that drive. Everything you could have hoped for Coach Bart Brockbank and his staff.
Seth Woolley thought he had the touchdown on the return. That one called back with the illegal block in the back. But ultimately, Tate Barney, 2 plays for the Lone Peak Knights, and they're able to punch it into the end zone and extends that lead. Barker here to boot this one away for the Lone Peak Knights. That ball booted away deep into the end zone and back for a touchback. And now we'll have our chance to see this Farmington offense, see if they can respond. What could have been a 14-17 game to start the second half. A fumble that was recovered. A fumble that was recovered by the Lone Peak Knights late in that second quarter. Now we'll have a chance to see this offense for the first time since. 10:58 left to go. Here comes Alton Dahl at quarterback for the Farmington Phoenix. Dahl in the shotgun. Love lined up in the backfield. Love takes the snap. Dahl takes the snap, handoff to Love. And he'll be brought down after 2 yards on the gain.
Nice job by Love to even get those 2 yards as that Lone Peak defense closed quickly. Farmington able to open up a hole. We see Alton Dahl come out to run the offense, and no surprise by that. He started the game. I expect to see him for the bulk of the game, but I do believe that we will see more of him alternating with Fia in that Wildcat set from earlier.
And we'll have flags come out prior to the snap. This one going against the Farmington, it'll go against Lone Peak.
5-yard penalty, remains second down.
When you talk about maddening mistakes for coaches, An encroachment penalty before Farmington can even complete the shift. It's one of those things that kind of scratch your head a little bit.
10-10 left to go here in the third quarter. Dahl line up in the shotgun. Two receivers line up to the far sideline as Dahl will take the snap. Gets it out quick. Caught. Fiafia, no! Into the breadbasket of Fiafia and hits the turf.
Yeah, it might have actually been a more beneficial result to have that one dropped incomplete, as at Lone Peak secondary was closing fast. Fiafia only had one blocker out there, but multiple Lone Peak Knight defenders, and that brings up third and manageable for this Farmington offense.
Third and Brown Bear coming up. They just need 3. Ball on the 27-yard line with 10 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Dahl will take the snap. Dahl, keeper, and brought down as the flags come out. A handoff to Drew Love going nowhere, but we'll see what the flag is here.
And number 9, Tony Grimmer. Penalty marker is down.
Yeah, we'll wait on the flag.
0. 15-yard penalty. Yardage results in a first down.
Another big face down call here against the Lone Peak defense. I believe, Brian, if I'm not mistaken, the third one of the night.
I would agree with you, Alex. I believe it's the third as well, and all 3 of them have been critical in giving Farmington first downs.
Ball is placed at the 38-yard line.
Especially on this drive where Farmington looking for anything to give them some momentum. You had them stopped in the backfield. They didn't have anything going, and you see that flag come from the back.
Dahl will take the snap, or Fiafia will take the snap. Fiafia immediately rolls out to his right. Fiafia trying to get to the stick, instead pushed out of bounds, but a big run from Fiafia here on first down.
Yeah, Kava Fiafia has some legit speed as he outruns the entirety of that Lone Peak defensive front and picks up almost 7 yards, 6 yards, kind of in that in-between zone there.
Fiafia again, line up in the shotgun, empty backfield as Love goes in motion. Fiafia again trying to keep it, but this time Fiafia will lose yardage.
Stopped by Bridger Dunn and Tony Grimmer.
Yeah, trying to fake the wide receiver screen to the wide side of the field, and that secondary from Lone Peak was not fooled at all as they flew upfield, able to wrangle Fiafia and actually create a loss on that one. Now third down as Alton Dahl comes back into the game for Farmington.
Big loss, or excuse me, big run from Fiafia on first down. Second down turns out to be a loss. Here's Dahl on third down. Gets it out quick. It's caught, but it'll be short of the sticks as Gavin Burton comes up with the catch.
Yeah, great job by Dahl and Burton to connect on that one. You see Dahl just stands in the pocket and rips a strike to him. And it leaves you 4th and 2. And at this point in time, if you're Farmington, I'm thinking about going for it, and I think that's what Coach Fiafia is going to do as well.
Big fourth down play coming up here for the Farmington Phoenix as they try to cut into this lead. Dahl line up in the shotgun. On fourth down. With 4, with 3, with 2, with 1, and they'll take the timeout.
Yeah,
Farmington, they're close to the second half.
And so with 7:28 left to go here in the third quarter, a timeout taken by the Farmington Phoenix. Lone Peak football here on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Kessler Allaire. For a range of reasons, call Kessler Allaire Insurance Services. Also brought to you by National Auto Plaza. National Auto Plaza, where you can find the best deals on the best cars, trucks, and SUVs with our legendary $3,500 rebate. Timeout taken by the Farmington Phoenix. They need 2 yards to get the first down. Seemed to be going for it prior to the timeout taken. And we'll see if Farmington decides to stick with it. Dahl leading his troops back out onto the field. And Farmington will go for it on 4th down.
4th down and 2 for the Phoenix.
4th down here for Farmington. Dahl lined up in the shotgun, will take the snap. Handoff to Love, and Love gets the first down and more, but the flag comes out.
He picks up the first down for the Phoenix. Joe Brown and Kingston Strokman with the stop. Penalty marker.
Yeah, and this one's on the far side of the field at the line of scrimmage almost, and makes you wonder if that's something with alignment against the Farmington offense. We'll wait for the call officially. See what happens here. For Farmington, that would be a heartbreaking penalty, Alex. That was a monster pickup by Drew Love. He has been fantastic all night tonight.
Still waiting for the signal here, and it looks like it will go against Farmington. Well, you get the first down run with Drew Love. Now we'll be backed up with the penalty, and it remains 4th down.
5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Illegal formation, just didn't have enough guys up on the line of scrimmage on that one, and boy, for Farmington, that's an absolute killer. And it's just one of those mistakes that guys get in tense situations, the anxiety starts creeping in, and you just don't stick to the things that you know, the fundamentals, and that costs Farmington on that one.
Jackson Bainan takes a snap, punts it away, and a big booming punt as it's dropped, and it's... We'll see who comes up with the ball. It looked like it was Farmington ball from up here, and it is! It's Phoenix ball inside the 20!
It's recovered by the Phoenix. Number 18, Cade McGuire.
A great job there by number 18, Cade McGuire, to recover the muff punt. But an absolute booming kick there, Alex. I think it was such a big kick that the return man just lost it in the lights there. And, you know, high school fields, the shadows, the way they're cast, the way the lights are set up are just different. And it can be almost like you're seeing a ghost out there sometimes trying to track those balls. Very advantageous for the Farmington Phoenix.
Fia out at quarterback for Farmington as they'll regain possession on 1st down with the ball on the 11-yard line. Prior to, though, another timeout taken as the clock here winding down.
Farmington. They're forced
And
in the second half.
Farmington forced to use the timeout.
Yeah, that's the first timeout. Okay, you can live with that. The second timeout, now it's become a critical situation for Farmington, and this game is still very much in reach. It's 24-7 and only 7:13 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Plenty of time for them to continue to claw their way back into this one. And, you know, I think some of it is the dilemma of your offense is based around Will Peterson. He's a quarterback that can do it with both his arm and his legs. And you need that element going up against this Lone Peak defense. And so you've had to make do with some personnel groupings and some substitutions. And in essence, you're introducing a whole new quarterback into the system with Kava Fia. It makes it difficult. And so you have to live with what's happening out there in hopes that it gets you the results that you need.
7:13 left to go in this 3rd quarter. The Lone Peak Knights trying to walk away with a homecoming victory. The Farmington Phoenix trying to get back into this game. Fia lined up in the shotgun as they'll have a 1st down here with the ball on the 11-yard line. Fia will take the snap. Rolls out to that's Love. And that brought down behind the line. That's a loss for Drew Love.
Yeah, Lone Peak had that one sniffed out the entire time. Love wrapped up in the backfield with 2-yard loss on that one, and you're starting to see the aggressiveness of that Lone Peak defensive front step into the spotlight. And for Farmington, you've got to start getting something going that can actually help you move the football. You may have to rely a little bit more on Elton Dahl in the throw game.
Dahl here in the shotgun, takes a snap, gets it out quick, it's caught, and York nowhere to go for Isaac York.
Stopped immediately by number 25, Kingston Stroshan.
Yeah, York not able to stretch the field on that one. A nice little play action pass into the flat. And just not able to break any tackles and get any yardage on that one. So now 3rd and long for this Farmington offense. And for the Phoenix, a conversion here would be massive. A touchdown would be huge.
3rd down coming up now for the Farmington Phoenix. Fiafia takes the snap. Fiafia in danger, and Fiafia down in the backfield. It's a sack.
In the backfield by number 9, Tony Grimmer.
And I understand what you're trying to do there. You want to run the ball, maybe set it up for an opportunity to go for it on 4th down. And Lone Peak has solved that riddle so far this game, and now Farmington's going to kick the field goal. So at the very least, they will come away with this with an opportunity to get points here. And just as I say that, the wind starts to kick up, and it does feel like it is blowing from north to south.
Well, luckily, Bainen's got a big leg, but it's no good. Jackson Bainen's kick is no good, and this one stays 24-7. For the Lone Peak Knights.
You're right, absolutely right. Bainen's got a big leg. We've seen it all game long. Just that wind started to swirl a little bit, and it looked like that kick drifted on him. And for Farmington, again, just the things that you wish you could capitalize on. That was 3 points. It was a huge turnover, and instead you walk away with 0. Now your defense has the tall task of trying to get the ball back as quickly as possible, hoping to maintain some of that good field position.
5:16 left to go in the 3rd after the missed field goal. It's Lone Peak ball. And handoff to Mounga. Mounga up the sideline. Mounga with the 1st down run and more. Has Mounga pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, it looks like there's a penalty flag here on the 32-yard line. We'll see what that is. Looks like it may be in the position of holding or blocking the back. We'll see what the official call is, but the officials are definitely bringing the ball back.
Big run by Pili Mounga on 1st down. It will be negated with the penalty.
An absolute shame as Mounga broke it to the outside.
10-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
A huge break for this Farmington defense, but Mounga showcasing the speed and the power on that run.
Here on 1st down, Christensen will hand off again to Mounga. Mounga trying to break through. Depending on where the spot is, that is enough for the 1st down by Pili Mounga.
Yeah, I love the call from this Lone Peak coaching staff. Hey, you're going to get us on the outside. We'll run it right back out the middle. Get behind that big offensive line. You've got a lot of talent returning guys from the All-State, All-Region team up front. Just drove that one open.
Christensen line up in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Another handoff to Mounga. This time Mounga bounces out to the left, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 3 by Pili Mounga.
Picks up 3 yards on the play. Stopped by Chase Hamblin.
For Lone Peak, just chip away. Keep running the football. You're getting yardage almost every single time. The longer you can keep this drive going and maintain possession, the better it is for you in the long run. You just got to stay patient.
Here comes 2nd down as Christensen will take the snap, drops back. Gets it up over the middle. It's batted away as it hits the turf and falls incomplete.
And you can see Christensen with some conversation with his wide receivers. And again, Kepa Nimetolu left the game at some point. We have no idea what the reason was behind that. I don't want to speculate on injuries or anything like that. We haven't seen him on the sideline. The Pula's not active for tonight's game. And so this is a new quarterback and mostly new wide receiver group trying to work together. There's going to be some miscommunications in the throw game, without a doubt.
Christensen on third down in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Drops back. Again over the middle, and this time caught and brought down. But a big play and a big catch by Herget. And flags coming out.
Yeah, we get a late flag on that one, as I think there's either going to be some taunting or unnecessary roughness in that one. The late hit, really what started the whole situation there. And for Lone Peak, if that's another 15 yards, it's an absolute gift there from the officials. I'm not saying that I disagree with the call necessarily, but it already converted the third down with an explosive play. To get another 15 on top of it, just to keep this drive going, is big.
Personal foul, targeting, defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And after a bit of love and positivity here from the officials, I'll give it Lone Peak some extra yardage, and it'll bring up first down with the ball on the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it's worth taking a minute to just explain that targeting is different from the rule that you see on Saturdays and Sundays at the high school level. So a lot of times it can represent even just a hard hit.
Sort of run up the middle as Pili Mounga trying to take over here in the second half and gets 4 yards on the game.
5-yard gain in the play. Brings up second down and 5 for the Knights.
And for Lone Peak now, this drive is starting to become a real beast. They've got the clock down to 3 minutes here in the third quarter. Already 4 minutes taken off and multiple plays. That penalty just becoming a critical error for Farmington.
Mounga in the backfield as Christensen takes the snap. Handoff again to Pili Mounga, who bounces out to his right. And more flags coming out.
And this one looked like it was actually the path of the flag was disrupted by the running back, but I believe this one is probably going to be a hold against Lone Peak. And again, I spoke about it at the first of the broadcast, Alex, thinking that this was going to be a battle of two defenses, and really what it's been is two teams trying to outrun their own mistakes and miscues. Uncharacteristic really for both sides. I expected Farmington to be competitive and to keep this one close. It's a really good football team, a talented program in the sense that they have built this thing up from the ground up and been competitive year in, year out. Not always with the greatest talent in the state, but for Lone Peak, I expected a more cleaner performance.
Second down here as Christensen drops back. It's caught up the middle. Here's Barney. Barney trying to bounce out to his left, and Barney makes it past the sticks. How about that? And up for the first down.
Boy, and it's a phenomenal call there by Coach Baratbank and his staff. What I love about it is you got the defense pursuing their thinking run, they're thinking trying to get a pass, trying to capitalize on that holding penalty, and offensive coordinator Gary Trowbridge hits him with a screen pass and gets a first down, basically wipes the whole thing out. Great call. Great execution.
1:55 here as the clock winding down in the third quarter. Lone Peak with the ball on the 19-yard line. A handoff here to Mounga. Or no, excuse me, that's Barney. Tate Barney makes it past the sticks once more. Another first down, and it'll set up Lone Peak with first and goal.
I don't think we can really even call Mounga and Barney thunder and lightning because they both run hard, physical, fast. It's a great 1-2 dynamic there for the Lone Peak Knights. You've got Pili Mounga, who can set them up outside and cut back in, and then Barney, who has just been electric on the ground tonight, just punishing in the run game.
Christensen will go under center here on first down. Ball on the 6-yard line for first and goal. Mounga in the backfield. Mounga this time. Pili Mounga bounces out to his left, takes it up the middle, and will be brought down after about 2 on the game.
And the clock ticks down here in the third quarter. We are a minute left to play, and for Lone Peak, you've got at least 2 more downs to try and score here. They're likely to run this one all the way down. We'll have maybe one more play here in the third quarter.
15 on the play clock. 40 seconds left to go here in the third. Christensen lined up in the shotgun. Mounga again in the backfield. Christensen drops back. Pressure coming. Gets it out, and it's batted away. Incomplete.
Yeah, pressure applied, and Christensen takes a hit there. Nice job by Gavin Burton. And I tell you what, Gavin Burton has been everywhere tonight for that Farmington Phoenix defense. From the linebacker position, number 1 has been active and perhaps had a little extra oomph on that one, caused the ball to float a little bit, allows the defender to knock the ball away. And now third down, and where I thought we would maybe get 1 or 2 more plays, Farmington's going to get a reprieve and an opportunity to hold here.
Christensen again lined up in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, drops back, the pressure coming up the middle, and it's once again batted away, falls incomplete.
Christensen's pass falls incomplete. Thomas Hookett, the intended receiver.
You see 2 back-to-back passes there, trying to get Christensen any kind of rhythm or momentum on that, and both passes falling incomplete. That Farmington Phoenix defense does a fantastic job staying in coverage, getting arms in lanes. And now Lone Peak will attempt a field goal, and still 22 seconds left on the clock here, Alex. I think that, to me, is almost as big a takeaway as not scoring a touchdown.
Oh, Barker, the snap. It was a little bit laid up, but Barker, regardless, able to put it up through the sticks.
18 seconds left in the third period.
And so with 18 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, the Lone Peak Knights lead it 27-7 over the Farmington Phoenix. Lone Peak football here on the Rewind Sports Network is brought to you by PKJ Design Group. PKJ Design Group, landscape architects and planners, quality, innovative, and environmental designs. PKJ Design Group. Also brought to you by Reef Capital. Expect the best. Johnston Law, also proud sponsors of the Lone Peak football here on Rewind Sports Network. It starts up front with a winning team. Johnston Law has been helping businesses succeed at every stage for over 15 years. Call or text today at 801-980-5300 and mention Lone Peak Wins. Again, that's 801-980-5300 and mention Lone Peak Wins.
Jake Barker to kick off for the Knights. Cover, Fia, back to receive along with Tanner Nielsen.
18 seconds left to go here in the third. After the field goal by Barker, ball booted away. It goes into the end zone. And back for a touchback.
It will be 1st and 10 Phoenix.
For Farmington, you know, the battle here is not only getting some momentum on the drive, but trying to do it in an expedient manner. You've got 18 seconds left here in the third quarter. Probably can get 1 or 2 plays off. Again, you're not necessarily fighting against the clock too much as you need to get the ball going somehow. And you know, the last few drives for the Phoenix, we really haven't seen them move the ball with any kind of consistency down the field. They've got some advantages with some turnovers, but no sustained drives.
Dahl here on first down will take the snap for the Phoenix. Dahl drops back, gets it out quick. It's caught by Hamlin, and then Hamlin wrestled down. Only 2 on the gain for Chase Hamlin.
He's brought down by Kingston Stroshine.
And this Lone Peak defense has made some fantastic adjustments. Credit to Coach Ryan Denny. He's upped the pressure. There have been guys in Alton Dahl's face all night long, and that'll be the end of the third quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
The Phoenix trot over to the sideline, trying to find some answers to a tough Lone Peak defense.
We head to the fourth. The Lone Peak Knights up 27-7 over the Farmington Phoenix. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action when we return here on the Rewind Sports Network. And I want to welcome you back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Alex Napolis, Brian Brown standing alongside me. Second down coming up here for the Farmington Phoenix as Dahl will take the snap, gets it out quick, but it falls incomplete, intended for Nielsen.
Yeah, just absolute swarming defense there from Lone Peak. Cooper Stosic able to wrestle the ball away as well. And for Farmington, at some point in time, You're going to have to find some downfield action in the passing game. Anything you can do to add explosive play to keep this drive going. Right now on 3rd and long, they really need to get something.
3rd down coming up here for Dahl. Dahl takes the snap, gets it out quick to Love. Drew Love almost broke the tackle. We'll see where the spot is. They'll be short of the 1st down gain.
Yeah, nice call there by Coach Fiafia. Gets the screen pass, and Love able to take the ball almost to the 1st down marker. Now 4th and short. And at this point in the game, I kind of think you have to go for it here, Alex. You're down 20 points, 3 scores in essence. You only have a couple of possessions left. You need to try and make the most out of this one right now.
Fiafia back in at quarterback for the Farmington Phoenix. Here on 4th down, Fiafia, keeper, Fiafia met, Fiafia brought down. We'll see where the spot is. That should be enough for the 1st. Still waiting for the wave. There it is. 1st down, Farmington with the Fiafia keeper.
Yeah, it was just a great job by Kava Fiafia. You see the Lone Peak defense rushing to the outside, trying to meet him at the apex, and he cuts back inside and able to wiggle and squirm his way for the 1st down, and that's a tremendous pickup for Farmington.
Dahl back into the game here on 1st down. Dahl looking, gets it over the middle, it's intercepted. Ball going the other way, and it's a pick 6 for the Lone Peak Knights. Grimmer with the INT. Grimmer takes it to the house, and Lone Peak lead it.
Tony Grimmer has been everywhere tonight. He gets in on the action there with the interception, and it is nothing but green grass and end zone for him as he scampers in for the touchdown after interception. And Lone Peak now comfortably in the lead here, 33-7 with 10:37 left to play.
2nd pick 6 of the night for the Lone Peak defense. First one by Satanuvasa, this 2nd one now by Grimmer.
I think that one's good enough for my helmet sticker of the game, Alex. It's a great job there.
That ball through the uprights. The kick is up. The kick is good. And just like that, it's 34-7 Lone Peak as they lead it with 10:37 left to go. We'll take a quick step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network. Here comes the Phoenix on the return after the touchdown. Here's Nielsen. Breaks a couple of tackles and finally brought down past the 40. Tanner Nielsen with the big return, and that's where Farmington will start their drive. After the INT, pick 6 return to the house. We'll see how Dahl responds.
Yeah, and you can see Tanner Nielsen does a great job there on the return. Has some great blocking set up, and more than anything, that's a response there from this Farmington football team. You just went down 34-7, come right back, get a good play, and now give a little bit of momentum. We'll see what Alton Dahl can do with this. Took a pretty big shot there on the interception. Actually looks like it's Fiafia out there.
Steps up as Fiafia gets the 1st down. No, he'll be stopped short. Well, we'll see where the spot is. Just right at the line, and they will give it to him. Fiafia on the keeper gets the 1st down.
You can see what a weapon Kava Fiafia is. He's so explosive, quick, and elusive. Able to pick up the 1st down. We'll see what he can do with the offense here. As Farmington has to go with a little up-tempo.
Fiafia again lined up at the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Pressure coming, gets it out, and it falls incomplete. Ball intended for Runyon, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, Lone Peak with a 0 blitz on 1st down there. Trying to put the pressure on Fiafia. Good coverage there by Joe Brown, but more importantly, you see just how little time Kava Fiafia had to throw that pass. Now 2nd and long for Farmington. You see Fiafia with his hands up, looking for the play call. He just had a whistle. Looks like a Lone Peak player needed to come off. Late substitution, I'm assuming. Lone Peak borrowing a page from Morgan Scalley's book with the slow sub there.
Second down here. Fiafia takes the snap. And the pressure going nowhere. And Fiafia brought down for a big loss.
Tate King. And number 0, Tag Zundel.
Yeah, just not quite the all-out blitz, but Lone Peak bringing 6 on that one. And I hate to see this, but there's a Farmington Phoenix player down there at the 41-yard line, and just hope everything is okay. It's just a cavalcade of night defenders there.
Player down, timeout on the field as the training staff heads out. We'll take a quick step away here on the Rewind Sports Network. Lone Peak football here on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Safe Streets. Enjoy the game with peace of mind. Your home is protected 24/7 with Safe Streets Smart Security. Serving 46 states with the country's top 5-star rating. 150,000 5-star reviews in 3 years. Want home automation? Leave it to the nation's best. Safe Streets. Visit safestreets.com.
41-yard line. It's third down, 19 for the Phoenix.
Big third down and long coming up here for Farmington. After the sack to Fiafia. Fiafia takes the snap, rolls out to his left. Fiafia going deep, and it's out and incomplete.
And Fiafia throwing that without his big left tackle, McKay Glassy, going off 6'6", 260. The junior tackle able to walk off the field with some assistance, and on that one, just see Fiafia just rolling out, trying to throw a ball up between 2 Farmington players, hoping that one of them can get to it, and unfortunately it falls in between the 2 of them, and Phoenix are going to be forced to punt here, and it is starting to add up a little bit for Farmington. I don't know that they should hang their heads at all.
Bynum will boot this one away on 4th and 19. Fielded by the Knights. A return by the Knights. Here comes a big play up the sideline. Multiple flags flying everywhere as he runs out of bounds.
And for Farmington, another bobbled snap there is the punter's able to get that one off. And I think both of these penalties are going to go, well, both flags I believe are for the same penalty. I believe these are going to be blindside blocks against the Lone Peak Knights. And some of the adventure of navigating high school football is figuring out what each officiating crew has as kind of their point of emphasis. And I think we've seen a lot tonight that is the blindside block that this crew is really trying to emphasize. And, it's football. It's a violent sport. It's full contact. But you want to make sure that it's taught in a manner that keeps players safe and within the confines and the rules of the game. And for Lone Peak, it just backs them up. But 9:15 left on the clock. This is an opportunity for them to really grind out a drive and put an exclamation point on this game.
Christensen will take the snap. Gets it out quick. It's caught over the middle. Here's Thomas as he's brought down. And Hoyget with the first down catch.
Just a nice job on the wide receiver screen. You can see Coach Trowbridge wants to try and get some momentum, some rhythm going for this offense. Most importantly, wants to get Cruz Christensen some reps in the throw game, and understandably so. We don't know why Kepa Numatalu left this game. So if you're looking forward to whatever's going to happen in the future, you want to really establish something with this drive.
Christensen, again, this time a handoff up the middle. And he'll be wrestled down after a gain of 4 on the first down run.
We'll give this to number 4, Tate Barney. 5-yard gain on the play. This stop by Grant Preston and Weston Stewart. It's second down, 5 from the 31-yard line.
Second down coming up here for the Lone Peak Knights. Ball on the 31-yard line. They need 5 for the first down. Christensen again lined up in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Barney in the backfield. Handoff to Barney. Barney bounces out to the left. Barney now cuts upfield. Barney past the 40. Barney past the 45. Barney still on his feet and finally pushed out of bounds. Barney with a big run on second down, and it's a first down Knights.
Forced out of bounds by number 8, Grant Preston. First down to the Knights.
This part of the game for Lone Peak football brought to you by G2G Protein Bar. G2G, fresh, healthy, and delicious. When you eat one, you'll know. G2G Protein Bars, proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. 7:54 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Lone Peak up 34-7 over the Farmington Phoenix. Snap, toss. This one's Mounga, and this time Mounga going nowhere. Pili Mounga trying to break out to his left, instead brought down by a swarm of Phoenix.
Yeah, you can see Pili Mounga, Tate Barney is in effect just switching off here on downs. Good job by that Farmington defense to hold them to a loss, but for the most part the Knights flexing here as they're milking that clock.
Time winding down here in the fourth quarter. Christensen will take the snap. Christensen looking to go over the top, and it is incomplete. Ball intended for Nemutolu, and instead it hits the turf.
Ball's incomplete. Number 17, Nehemiah Tolu, the intended receiver.
And you see that ball, plenty of air underneath it from Christensen. Allows Nemutolu to get underneath, but a lot of contact there from the defender. I don't know necessarily that there was enough to throw a flag on that one. Just not able to connect, but again, we talk about you don't know what the extent of the situation is with Kepa. You need to make sure that these guys are getting plenty of chemistry, especially in game.
Christensen here on third down, gets it out quick. The screen pass is going nowhere as
To number 10, Prue Robinson.
That one short of the mark.
Number 80,
Boston Christensen with the catch.
Yeah, it looked like it was Easton Hunt there on the tackle, I believe, number 56. Great job.
4-yard gain.
Limit any kind of gain, and now it's fourth down. I think the unfortunate part is that clock ticks down. Is how many more possessions does Farmington have to try and claw back into this one?
Fia to return for Farmington. Booted away by Barker. Fielded by Fia. Gets past to the 20. And Fia wrestled down. Big tackle there made by the Lone Peak coverage team. And that's where the drive will start for the Farmington Phoenix.
And if this was Manning cast, there'd probably be a discussion of whether or not you'd want to just kick that ball out of bounds, not even risk letting Kava Fia field it. But for Lone Peak, I think at this point in time, you've got a comfortable lead, got a lot of confidence in your defense, and really what you want to try and instill in your team at this point in time is that mindset and mentality of executing to the finish.
Fia will take the snap, drops back. Fia looking to go deep, and it's incomplete. Ball intended for Runyon, but it hits the turf. And Fia taking a shot on first down.
Yeah, he had Ty Runyon open downfield, just not able to connect on it. And
Ty Runyon, the intended receiver, and Sam Parker defends on the play.
Just one of those situations now, down to your, in essence, your third string, your emergency quarterback for Farmington. And
second down here coming up for the Phoenix. Fia gets them on the hard count. This one's going to go against Lone Peak.
And whatever you can do to get the ball moving, to try and generate some momentum, I think you wonder, is that really worth it at this point in the game? But what it does is it allows you to run the ball here on second down because you'll get a stoppage of the clock if you're able to pick up a first. And for Farmington, it's just opportunity to do anything right now.
Second down, ball on the 29-yard line. They need 5 for first down. Fia in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Drops back. Gets it out to his right. Runyon trying to bring it in, and the ball came out. And they'll just ultimately call it incomplete.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that Runyon actually was able to get his hands on it in the first place. Would have been a magnificent catch if he was able to hold on. And Fortunately, just bobbled it, and the defender able to knock it away eventually. And for Farmington, just still that glimmer of hope that you can get something going.
And 5 for the Phoenix.
Third down coming up here for Farmington as Fia will take the snap. This time a keeper from Fia. See where the spot is. It should be enough for the first down, and it will be a first down for Kava Fia.
He picks up the first down.
Yeah, and again, that pauses the clock temporarily, but Farmington needs to keep this tempo going if they're going to be able to get any points out of this drive. I think the positive is that you've got a first down. Maybe you can get an explosive play, and maybe Fia can find some rhythm here.
Fia takes a snap. Pressure coming. Pressure steps up in the pocket, and he's going to go down for the sack.
Fia sacked by number 92, Bo Maongale.
Yeah, just a great job there bringing pressure, and Bo Maongale
Loss of 8 on the
able to
play.
drag down Fia.
For the Phoenix.
5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter as Fia in the shotgun takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. Big run, big hole, and gets it past the 40. As it looks like that's number 19, Luke Kunzler with a big run.
Yeah, haven't seen much of Luke this game, but a great run there by him. Puts it in a 3rd and 5 here. That's manageable for Farmington. You're obviously going to go for it on 4th down if you don't convert here. So it opens up your play call sheet just a little bit more.
3rd and Brown Bear coming up here for the Farmington Phoenix as Fia takes a snap.
Oh.
Another handoff to Kunzler. Kunzler tripped up.
Kunzler, the ball carrier.
And we jinxed him there as he pulled the Brown Bear and outran his feet on that one. Just unfortunate there, but again, that Lone Peak defense has been tenacious to say the least here in the second half. They've done a great job of applying pressure and flying to the football. It's exactly what you would expect out of a Coach Ryan Denny unit. And shout out to Coach Butch, coaching the linebackers out there too. Had a nice chat with him before the game, ran into each other twice. So I was trying to get into the booth. His unit has played outstanding tonight.
Pinein boots this one up and away. Another muff punt. And that's where Lone Peak, he'll just fall on it. And that's where Lone Peak will start their drive. Crew Robinson with couldn't handle the punt.
Yeah, Jackson Bain with an outstanding punt. That was, I'm trying to do math on the fly here, Alex, but I believe that was almost a 50-yard kick, if I'm not mistaken, 45. It's a really, really impressive boot there from Jackson. You know, and I think if you check the scores tonight and you see this one, you'll think, Lone Peak just played with their food and got the win, but that would really discount what this Farmington Phoenix team has done. They came in here ready for a fight, took it to Lone Peak all night long. Just too many mistakes, and see the Knights are, well, you got another penalty, 2 flags out there now. So
Christensen with the keeper. Brent Preston with the stop. Penalty marker is down.
Christensen with the keeper, just not able to get much yardage, and we'll see what the penalty call is here. This goes against Lone Peak. It's going to back them up even more. Now you're in a territory where it's just, what can we do to minimize any mistakes?
Number 19, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Holding called here against the Lone Peak Knights on first down.
Now from the 5-yard line, 1st and 15. Knights.
We'll bring up 1st and 15, ball on the 15-yard, ball on the 5-yard line. Christensen takes the snap, handoff up the middle, and nicely done, nicely defended by Farmington. Taking a look at some of the action around the state. How about the Harriman Mustangs up 40-0 against Bingham in Region 2. Riverton a 30-7 lead over Cedar Valley. And one of our one of our favorite guys to watch, Jackson Hunt, putting on a show for the Mountain Ridge Sentinels, 49-15 currently over the Copper Hill Grizzlies.
Yeah, Jackson Hunt, top 5 in the nation in passing yards. I have a feeling that he probably added to his total tonight.
Christensen.
Oh.
And good handoff there to Barney. Barney has space. Barney wrestled down, but Tate Barney with a big first down run.
I don't know what we need to do to get people to pay attention to running backs in the state of Utah, but Tate Barney is another one of those. That is an absolutely phenomenal run. He's dragging defenders for a first down, and if I hadn't already given out my helmet sticker for the interception, I might give it to him for that run because it was darn near angry. Kyle Brandt is somewhere smiling over that run from Tate Barney.
Other scores around the state, the American Fork Cavemen up 38-0 over the Layton Lancers. Davis with a 42-14 win over Olympus. Syracuse up 25-20 against Alta. Lehigh with a 42-8 lead over Weber. Corner Canyon a 56-14 win over Brighton. Skyridge currently down to Cherry Creek from Colorado, 34-28 with the fourth quarter still to play. And then Woods Cross up 28-10 against Westlake.
Couple surprising scores there. Skyridge, Cherry Creek, a prominent powerhouse from the Denver area. You see the Falcons trying to fight their way back into that one. They have been outstanding to start the season, Alex. Part of a very competitive Region 3, of which Lone Peak belongs to. As we get the internet's favorite formation here with under a minute to play.
And speaking of that Region 3 kicks off next week. Region play for Lone Peak coming up next week. And it'll be fun to watch how this region plays out. Lone Peak currently projected to finish number 2 in this region behind Corner Canyon. Another knee there for Christensen as the clock winds down. 29 seconds left, and that will do it. Lone Peak with a homecoming win. 34-7, the final score for the Lone Peak Knights. Big performances by the defense, coming up with not one, but 2 pick sixes returned to the house for touchdowns here against the Phoenix.
Yeah, and it played out a little bit how I expected it to, in the fact that I thought both of these defenses were going to play well. Huge credit to the Farmington Phoenix. Fought through a ton of adversity, and while the score doesn't necessarily reflect how close the game was, you know, sometimes you get into these games and it gets away from you quickly. Farmington kept fighting throughout the course of it, kept keeping it tight, and you know, credit to them. But in the win column, it's always good to get one under the W and not the L. And for Lone Peak, this is a game that I think they're going to be glad to get out of with a win and an opportunity to go into region play with an idea of what it is that they need to correct in order to take it, get an opportunity to win a title.
Good bounce back win for the Lone Peak Knights here on homecoming after heading into Nevada last week. And they'll improve to 4-1 on the season. For the Farmington Phoenix, they'll fall to 2-3 on the year as they head into Region 1 play next week. For our Tab Bank helmet stickers of the game, you got the pick 6. I'll give it to the other one. One of mine will go to Satan Uvasa. The other one will go to Grimmer, who Grimmer tonight was phenomenal all over the field for the Lone Peak Knights.
Yeah, he really was. Tony Grimmer was everywhere early on and often, and really punctuated this one with that interception return for a touchdown. And you know, Lone Peak did it with defense tonight, without a doubt. Overcame a lot of adversity, and you know, there were some mistakes along the way, but shout out to Tony Grimmer and congratulations on the helmet sticker.
Lone Peak football here on the Rewind Sports Network, brought to you by Kessler Allaire, National Auto Plaza, PKG Design Group, Reef Capital, Portal to Bitcoin, Johnston Law, Safe Streets, the Skin Science Institute, G2G Protein Bars, doTERRA, Tiny Hero, and Styrofoam Dance. doTERRA is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak Football. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. Also brought to you by Tiny Hero, a Utah nonprofit giving families hope and help when their baby is born with CDH. They provide support, grants, and a community standing with them at every step of the way. Visit tinyhero.com to learn more. Finally, brought to you by Stroformance. Stroformance is a science-based speed and performance training system using state-of-the-art technology and data to train thousands of athletes and is a proud sponsor of Lone Peak Football. That's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. I'm Alex Annapolis. He's Brian Brown. Huge shout-out to Tino on the camera, and from the entire Rewind Sports family, we thank you for watching. Everyone have a good night. We'll talk to you next week as Region Play kicks off here in Region 3 and Region 1.